it's Kayla, and I'm back. I know it's been a while since I have posted a video. I feel like I say that in all of my videos now lately. I just honestly have kind of been struggling to come up with ideas of what to make videos about. So if you have any suggestions of videos that you would like to see from me, please leave those in the comments. I would love to hear your ideas. But in today's video, what I will be doing is reacting to an old video of mine, it's like the third video that I made. It's called What I Can See as a Legally Blind Person. And I thought this would be fun for two reasons. One, because it's always fun, and I guess I use fun loosely, to cringe at your old self in your old videos, because I'm going to be honest, some of them, they're pretty bad. And the second reason why I think this would be fun is to see how my vision has changed since I made this video. So this video is about 3.5 years old. I made it in March of 2018. And it is now the end of August of 2021. So I think it'll be interesting to see how my vision has changed in those past 3.5 years. So yeah, let's jump into this. Hi, it's Kayla, and I am here today to answer, or try to answer, the question that I get asked the most. So first, the beginning of this video is so cringy, and it's funny because how they did like the old YouTube comments before I got like the YouTube Studio app is when someone would comment on a video, if you click on the comment, it would take you to the video. So my like handful of really old videos, I've heard the beginnings of them so many times because comments have led me to them to where the video plays. So I've heard this a bunch of times, and gosh, it never gets easier to hear. I sound so stiff of like, I am here to answer or try to answer. Like I sound like a robot. It's very cringy. Yeah, that's my first observation. Which is, what can you see? And this is just curiosity. People want to know what it looks. So something else I think is interesting is the question that I got asked the most back at this time was, what can you see? And I feel like that is not the most common question I get anymore. I think now people ask me more, how do you do blank? Because I think it's more clear now that like can't see much of anything. So when people ask me, what can you see? I say like, not much. So yeah, I think that common question has changed, which is interesting and kind of nice because this question of what can you see was always very difficult to answer. And now it's a lot easier to answer the question of like, how do you do blank? So, okay. Looks like for someone who is considered blind but can see. So I'm going to try to answer that question. It's really difficult because it's a really complex thing. My vision is very unique, I guess. I also think that it's... How did you guys enjoy watching me? Like, this is so awful. I sound like really monotone. Like I feel like it sounds like I'm reading a script, which obviously I'm not because I can't read. But man, this is painful. I sound so stiff. Yikes. Important to describe not only what I can see, but also what I can't see to try and paint the best picture for you. So one thing that makes it hard to describe what I can't see is that I don't know that I can't see something if I can't see it. People have to talk about it for me to even be aware that I can't see it. And an example of that is pores on people's skin, like on their face. I've never seen pores, not even in a really zoomed in picture. I've never seen them, and I wouldn't know that they exist if people didn't talk about them. And another thing is that I don't know what other people can see. Just like they don't know what I can see.
Why do I talk so
slow? An example of this is craters on the moon. I knew that the moon had craters because I had seen pictures of it in textbooks in school, but I didn't know that people could see them just by looking at the moon in the sky. I thought that you could only see them when looking at a close-up picture. So if someone were to ask me if I could see the moon, I would have said, yeah, I can see the moon, because I could see that there was a glowing ball in the sky.
You know what? I can't see the moon. So yeah, and I don't even know why I said that I would answer yes, that I could see the moon, because I think I could very rarely see the moon. Like, it has to be pretty full and pretty bright for me to see the moon. And I mean, I don't spend a ton of time outside at night, so like, I don't know that I've really tried to look at the moon lately, but I don't think that I can see it. Maybe if it's very full and it's very bright, but other than that, probably not.
But I didn't know to say, well, I can see the glowing ball, but I can't see the craters in it. So sometimes that makes it difficult to tell people what I can and can't see. And another thing is, let's see, I'm going to try my best to explain this.
Spit it out, Kayla.
Makes sense. So your eye is like a lens that takes a picture and sends it to your brain, and then your brain interprets what you're seeing. So your eyes and your brain really work together, and in my case, my brain picks up a lot of the slack because it uses information to fill in the blanks to help me see a clearer picture. And this information could be from memory or knowledge or other sensory information.
So I think this, what I'm talking about of like using my brain to fill in, I think I use a lot more now that I can't see much of anything anymore. So I use a lot of my memory of what things look like to fill in the gaps. And sometimes I think it's difficult to even know what I can actually see or what I just think that I can see because I can picture it. So sometimes like I don't even really know the difference between those, and it's hard to say of like what I actually can physically see. So I think that's kind of interesting. Also, I think it's interesting that, which I don't know where to look. I don't know if I should like look at the screen because that feels natural, even though I can't really see myself, or if I should look at the camera. I don't know. I'm awkward. But something I should mention is like, I feel like I used to, when I would make these videos, I could see myself on the video. Now I can't really. I think I can make out like, again, I can picture it in my head. Like I know what I'm wearing in this video because I remember I have on my little Snow White shirt. It's like a silhouette of, not a silhouette. What am I trying to think of? Like a profile of Snow White eating an apple, and I have on my little apple earrings. So it's like, can I see that, or do I just remember that? No, I can't tell what I'm wearing, but I can kind of see, maybe tell that I'm wearing glasses. But again, I just like, I know that's what I look like. I can remember it, and I feel like I really can't actually see myself. I also remember, like, I can picture that I had really long hair at this point, and when I see it in my mind, it does not look good.
In like hearing or the sense of touch. So for example, even though I've always been legally blind, I used to see clearer than I see now. And I have a lot of visual memory of what things looked like when I was able to see them clearer. So if I'm looking at something that is something I've seen before, my brain will pull that visual memory of me seeing it clearer and apply that to what I'm looking at. So for example, if I had a shirt that I had from when I was in high school, and back then I could see clearly the color or the pattern.
I don't know why. I was 25 when I made this video, so I don't know why I still had shirts from when I was in high school. Um, I don't anymore. I'm 29 now. I think all of my high school clothes are dead at this point.
Pattern or the design of it, and I still have that shirt now, I can use that visual memory to be able to see the shirt clearer, rather than if it was something I just saw in a store today, I probably wouldn't be able to see it as well. I also have
So that's interesting that I say I wouldn't be able to see it as well, because when I go clothes shopping, I don't know what anything looks like. I have to ask whoever I'm shopping with, like, what pattern is this? What color is this? Like, I don't know what anything looks like when I go shopping anymore.
a clearer memory of what colors look like. I can still see colors now, they're just not as clear, they're kind of faded, and I mix up some colors like red and hot pink or other colors that are similar like that. So I remember what colors look like. So if someone were to tell me that shirt is red, then I'll see it as red, because my brain will use that knowledge that it is red and then pull that color memory of red.
So I don't think I can really see colors anymore. I say in here, I can still see them, but they're faded. I don't know why I just repeated that when y'all just heard it. I don't think I can really see colors much anymore. But again, it's so hard because I usually, like, I know what colors things are. Like, I know this, like, what do you call it? Oh my gosh. Bedspread comforter beside me is, like, I know it's yellow, so when I look at it, I see yellow, but I'm pretty sure I can't actually see that that's yellow. And if I think about, like, clothes that I've bought recently, I can't see what colors those are. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't really see colors anymore, except for red. For some reason, red really sticks out to me. It's like the only color I'm still clinging on to.
And apply it to what I'm looking at. And as far as sensory information, so let's say I'm at a restaurant and I have a glass of water. I may use my hands to feel around to try and find it. My hands are kind of like my eyes. So I'll feel around to find it, and then once I've found it and I know, okay, it's right here, then I can see it because my brain took that information and made a clearer picture. So I don't know if that made any sense.
I don't order water
I
at
hope it
restaurants.
did, but anyways, moving on. Some other things that affect what I can and can't see are, for one, is context, which is what I was just talking about.
When am I gonna get to what I actually can see?
So my brain can help.
Am I ever gonna talk about that?
If someone
That's
were
what
to
I'm
show
here
me
for.
a picture on their phone and they were just like, "Hey, look at this," I may not know what it's a picture of, because it could be anything in the world. But if someone were to say, "Hey, look at this picture I took at the beach," then I can look at it and say, "Oh, okay, there's the sand and the ocean and the sky. I can see it." So it really helps.
So that's different. I cannot see pictures at all. Like, nothing. Don't even try to show me something and describe it, because I can't see it. Well, still describe it. I want to know what the picture is. But I cannot see or, like, make out a picture at all, really.
To have context, to know what I'm looking at. Another thing that has a huge effect on what I can and can't see is lighting. I can see pretty well in bright light, but the dimmer the light, the less that I can see. I can't see in the dark at all. So I may be able to see something in bright light, but then if the lighting is dimmer, I may not be able to see that same thing. And another thing that makes a big difference is contrast. So for example, if there was a white piece of paper laying on a white countertop and someone said, "Can you see that piece of paper?" No, probably not. But if it were a white piece of paper on a black countertop and someone said, can you see that piece of paper? Yes, I can see that. So contrast does.
So I think that's still accurate. I think contrast is really kind of like the only thing left that I can see is really like the difference between light and dark. So when I tell people I can see like slightly more than shapes and shadows, but those shapes and shadows have to be contrasted. So if there was like, I don't know, like a black suitcase sitting in front of this dark dresser behind me, then I wouldn't be able to see those separate shapes. They would just blend in together. There has to be contrast for me to be able to even make out the shapes.
Really make a big difference. So when someone asks me if I can see something, it is usually not just a yes or no question, because sometimes I can see some aspects of it,
now it's just
but not
no.
others, just like the craters in the moon. So I think the biggest takeaway and the easiest way to explain my vision is that I can't really see detail. So a lot of things I can see them, I just don't see the detail in them. So some examples of that are.
So that's different. I wouldn't say that I can see things minus the detail now. I think I just can't see things. I say I can only see the shape of it. So I think that's the biggest change. Like if I wanted to summarize this in how my vision has changed in the last 3.5 years, I think before it was I can see things but not details, and now it's like I can see the shape of something but not much else to it. So now I think I'm finally going to get into some examples of what I could see now that I've talked for what seems like forever.
Faces. I can see people's faces. I can see their eyes and their nose and their mouth. I can see if they have a beard. I can see if they're wearing glasses. I can see facial expressions if they're smiling at me because I can see teeth. I can see if they are shocked and are like, but I can't see more subtle facial.
So I cannot see people's faces. I can barely see if there's someone right in front of me. I think really the only thing I can see, it's mostly women. I can see their eyes if they have on like eye makeup because they're really contrasted to their face. And I can maybe see if someone's smiling, if it's like good lighting. And again, like if their teeth are very contrasted to their face, then maybe I could see that. I can't see them if they're making a surprised face or any other kind of facial expression. So yeah, can't see people's faces. Again, going back to only contrast. If their eyes are contrasted, maybe. If their teeth are contrasted, maybe. But even like their eyes, I can tell, like, I think that's an eyeball. But other than that, I can't see like what color it is or anything.
Facial expressions, like if someone is just bored or uncomfortable, I can't really see those. I can't see freckles. I can't see the shape of people's features. For example, me and my sister look a lot alike, but sometimes people will say, oh, you do look alike, but you have different noses, or your eyes aren't shaped the same. And I don't really see those details. I can't see the detail well enough to be able to tell if someone's features look like someone else's features. I also can't really see the color of people's eyes. Maybe if we're outside and it's really good lighting and I'm really close to their face, which I'm usually not that close to people's face to be able to see it, but sometimes I can see the color of their eyes. I can't really see texture. I can sometimes if it's a really defined texture, like I have a ribbed sweater that I can see that it's ribbed.
Really? I could see that my sweater was ribbed? That doesn't seem right. Yeah, I cannot see texture currently that that surprises me that I could. I wonder if I actually could, or if I just thought that I could because I knew that it was ribbed because I could feel it and then I could picture it. So maybe I'm lying. Not actually lying, but maybe I was mistaken.
Or I might be able to see the texture if something's like really fuzzy, but a lot of times I can't see texture. But here's the thing, is that texture is tactile. You can feel texture, so I don't need to see it. When it comes to reading print, I'm not really sure what size print I can read. I can't read standard print, like 12-point font. I can't read that.
Obviously.
I can tell that there are words on a page.
That's interesting because I can no longer tell that there are words on a page. I have like picked up a book and just opened it just for funsies sometimes. Sometimes I act goofy and like I'll pick up a book and like pretend that I'm reading it and just start saying random things and pretending I'm reading a book. But I have noticed that I cannot tell even that there are words on the page. Like I can't tell the difference between a blank page and a page with 12-point font on it. I think if the font was bigger or darker, that maybe I could tell there was something on it. But regular print, I don't even know that it's there.
I just can't make out what they are. I think I can read maybe 30 font or maybe 35. I'm not sure. I don't really print stuff out anymore because it's the digital age. So I'm not exactly sure what font I can read.
Yes, I am not sure because I am pretty sure that I could not read size 30 font at this point in time. I think I could still read print. But again, like I said, it's not like I had a lot of things printed out for me, even in large print. But I think at this time, I would say I could read like 48 font comfortably. I'm still not sure. It's hard to put a finger on it, but I think I could read some very large print at this time. Now I can read no print. Doesn't matter how big it is. Don't print me off anything. Don't expect me to read anything with my eyes. If it's like on the computer, it does not matter how much I magnify it. Cannot read anything with my eyes anymore.
But it does have to be large. And it does have to have good contrast. So black letters on white paper. So if someone were to write on a piece of paper in pencil and write really big, those lines are really light and they're really thin. So sometimes I can't even read it no matter how big it is because it has to have good contrast and the lines have to be bold enough for me to be able to read it. I can read the time on my iPhone. Most of you probably have an iPhone, so you know what that looks like. It's pretty big, so I can read that.
I'm not sure if I can read the time on my iPhone. I use VoiceOver exclusively now, so I don't think I even try to read it with my eyes. But I don't know. Maybe I can. I know I just said like I can't read any print, but if it's the time, if it's like 3 numbers, then maybe I can strain to make out, like 3 numbers or 3 letters. I think that's the difference of, I guess if we want to talk about what font I can read, I can't read anything. Like it takes way too much energy, effort. Like I really have to strain. But if I'm trying to if I go to the doctor's office and they put like the big E, like they don't do a standard eye chart. They put them up on a screen. So if it's just like one big E on the screen, then I can still see that. So if it's something that's like 1 or 2 letters and they're very, very large and bold, then maybe, but I can't read anything more than just like a couple of characters. So yeah, I don't really know if I can see the time on my iPhone or not. That'll be Something I can test later.
I can actually even read that with my glasses off. If I squint, I can see.
Oh, you know what? I still wear glasses at this point. So that's interesting. If you saw, I think it was just my last video, I'll link that, but I don't wear glasses anymore because my vision with glasses and without glasses is pretty much the same. So I ditched them. So I guess back then is where I could tell more of a difference of my vision with and without glasses.
See water running if it's a thick stream. Like, of course I can see a waterfall, but if it's the kitchen sink and it's running from the...
Fun fact about seeing a of course I can see a waterfall, is I, a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now, took a trip to Niagara Falls. It was on my bucket list. It was something that I have always just really wanted to see, and I'm like, I'm not sure if I'll be able to see it, but like, surely I can see something. Like, we'll just go. Like, I just want to experience it. I could not see it. It really did not look like anything to me. And even when you like take the boat like right up to it, it's so like misty and there's like water all in my eyes. I could not see it. So 25-year-old Kayla says, of course I can see a waterfall. And 29-year-old Kayla says, I went to one of the largest waterfalls and couldn't see it. So yeah, that was a disappointment.
The faucet, I can see that. I can't see it if it's more dispersed and it's coming down in more of drops instead of a stream. Like in the shower, I can't see that water. If I were to open the front door and it's raining outside, I wouldn't know that it was raining. Well, actually, I would know it was raining because I can hear it, but
the other day, I actually forgot that sighted people can see when it's raining. I was with my husband and we were leaving somewhere and he said that it was raining and we hadn't walked outside yet. And I was like, how do you know? We're not even outside. And then it was like, oh, duh. Sighted people can see the rain.
I wouldn't be able to see that it's raining. I can't see dust or dirt. Don't worry, I don't live in filth. I am aware when things are dirty because I can feel them. So I can run my finger across my furniture and tell that it's dusty. I can feel my countertops and tell if they're grimy and need to be cleaned. I just can't see it. And there are things that I don't typically touch or I don't want to touch, like the toilet. But if it's dirty, I have a husband. He can tell me when it's dirty and then I'll make him clean it because I don't do toilets. I can see movement.
Still true.
Pretty well, but again, I miss the detail of it. So for example, if someone is speaking sign language, I can see their hands moving. I just can't really tell what their hands are doing.
Probably not. I don't think I can really see if people are moving. I think, again, it'd have to be good lighting and really good contrast. If someone was just like sitting in front of me and it was like not a well-lit area and they were like just like doing their hands in front of their body, I don't think that I could see that. Someone would have to be making some like really, really big movements in, like I said, a well-lit and good contrast.
Because I can't see the individual finger movements and usually it's pretty fast. I can see lights very well, actually. So I can see Christmas lights, which I love. I love Christmas and I love Christmas lights. And I can see fireworks. I really enjoy looking at fireworks.
So I can't see fireworks as well anymore. I think where I say I can see lights very well, I can still see lights. I wouldn't call it very well anymore. I've noticed that fireworks, I can still see them, but not as well. And they're not quite as enjoyable. And with Christmas lights, I feel like back then, like Y'all, I cannot talk today. It's because it's been so long since I've made a video. I'm very out of my element. Not as out of my element as this Kayla in this horrible video. But what was I even saying? Oh, Christmas lights. I feel like at the time I made this video, I could probably see the colors, like green versus white, red, blue Christmas lights. I cannot. They kind of all look the same. I can't really tell the colors, but that's okay. I still love them.
I can see the sunset. I also can see if something is sparkly.
Don't think I can see the sunset. I don't know. I don't go outside a lot, and I don't like to look towards the sun, so I'm not sure if I can see sunset. Probably not.
So I really like things that are sparkly and glittery because I can see them, and because I'm a basic white girl, so obviously I love glitter. That's all I can. I think I can still see sparkle. It has to be real sparkly though. If it's only a little sparkly, or if it's something small, then I guess it's not bright enough. Like the sparkle just has to be bright enough for me to see it. And I still do like sparkly things. Can really think of for now to try and explain what I can and can't see. I hope I did a pretty good job. I'm sure you will learn more as I make more videos and talk about things as they come up. The best way to know what I can and can't see is just to ask me. You can ask me specifically, can you see this? Can you see that squirrel over there? Can you read this?
I cannot see that.
I will tell.
I have never seen a squirrel. I've literally never in my life been able to see a squirrel. So I don't know why that's the example I used. Don't ask me if I can see that squirrel over there because I absolutely cannot.
Tell you yes or no. Just don't ask me how many fingers you are holding up because that's annoying and I don't care. But I guess that
I like how I try to be a little sassy, but I'm still like monotone. This is so cringy. I don't know. That's the only word. But yes, don't ask me how many fingers you're holding up.
That's all for this video, and I will see you later.
That's not what I say. I always say, see you next time now. And there I said, see you later. So yeah, that is the end of that video. That was interesting. There wasn't a lot to it. I thought there was going to be a lot more of what I could see, which was really what I was wanting to react to. So yeah, but I did think it was interesting about how my vision has changed in the past 3.5 years. And I think it's an interesting way to get a glimpse of that because I know I've talked about what I could see when I was young versus now, and that's a very large span. So to be able to look at it in more of a short span, like how it's changed in 3.5 years, I think was interesting. That video though, what's crazy is I think this video has something like 15,000 views or something like that, which is ridiculous. A lot of my old videos have a lot more views, I guess because they've just been up for a long time. But I'm like, stop watching these. They're bad. They're really bad. So yeah, that was fun. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I felt a little awkward reacting because I feel like I'm not a very reactive person. I really like to think about what I want to say, and so trying to like react and comment on things quickly without taking a long time to think about it was interesting. So anyways, I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any suggestions of what other content you would like to see from me, leave that in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.